Hi guys, it's Sheila Shimmers and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very cool video because I've been trying to film this palette, this review for you guys. I was unable to get this the first, I think, 2 times that it came out, but on the third restock I sure got my hands on it and I'm super excited to dig into this palette. If you don't know what this is, you can see it on the title of the video. This is a James Charles and Morphe palette. This has been probably one of the most liked palettes that I've seen. I've seen tons of people reviewing it, tons of people buying it and loving it. I tried to do a little bit of a different video and just do something cool for you guys because of all the colors in here. Before I get started, don't forget to subscribe below and like this video. I really appreciate it if you just, check out what I have of the videos that I upload. I usually do beauty and fashion videos and just a little bit of everything. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. A little bit about the palette. I purchased this from the Morphe website. It is also listed on Ulta, but on both sites it's sold out right now. It retails for $39 and you get 39 shades. It doesn't say here how many mattes and how many shimmers you get, but I guess I'm just going to show you guys how it looks like. So this is how it looks like. As you can see, the palette's very big. I don't know how this would do with traveling, but I usually don't mind this kind of palettes. I'm kind of used to it from just traveling with the Jaclyn Hill one, and I don't really mind it. Packaging is the same as Jaclyn Hill, I would say. It's just in a black kind of packaging. It says James Charles right here with a signature by Morphe. And then on the back, I know a lot of people have been getting fake palettes that have a bunch of writing right here, but this one does not have it. When you open it up, it doesn't have a mirror, which I was really disappointed to find out. I mean, I think only the small Jaclyn Hill's palettes from Morphe and the newer ones have mirrors, but this one I feel like for the price you should have gotten a mirror, but whatever, that's just my opinion. And here you have all your shades. You have this slip of paper that has the name of each shade on it, but as soon as you lose this, you kind of lose the name of the shades because they're not on the actual palette. This is how the palette looks like. As you can see, you have tons of colors, tons of options. So you have 26 matte shades. They're kind of scattered everywhere, and then you have kind of your neutrals right here in the middle, and they're bigger pans. I forgot to say how much shadows you get on each pan, but I'll mention that in a second. As far as shimmers, you get 13 of them, and then you get this one right here, which is kind of like a foiled shadow. I think this one's really pretty. I would love to see how this applies over a matte shadow. You can see it right there. I feel like this is a really pretty color. So right here it says you get 2.67 ounces. I don't know if that's per shadow. I apologize because it actually doesn't list it on the website, so on neither of them. So I wouldn't know that information. I'm going to try to link it down below on the description box if I find it. Anyway guys, that is the intro that I have for you. This is a look that I created, and without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get started. So these shadows don't really have names. It's just this sheet of paper that says it. So I'm going to be following kind of off of that. So I'm going to be using the shade, I think it's B, and I'm applying this on my outer corner. I'm sorry that I already had some on my lid. I just thought that the camera was filming, but apparently I didn't turn it on. So I'm just going to be packing this on and kind of blending as I'm doing that. So I pack and then I blend. I'm going to be going very close to my brow. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I just like to. Don't judge me. I feel a little bit savage with this look on my face. I'm not gonna lie. Next shade I'm gonna be taking, it's called 518. And I really love this shade. I'm gonna be packing this on my outer corner. You're not gonna be able to see a lot of difference with this shade because I'm putting it over that yellow, but this shade is stunning. It is so pretty. So I feel like I have put enough product there. I am going to show you something that I noticed when I was doing this eye, and this rarely happens to me. I do have dry skin, so my lids tend to be a little dry, but you can see right there. By the way, I used to peel Louis' face all the time. This is what I always used to do my makeup, and this never happens to me. Do you see how right there there's like, I can see my skin, like the shadows are kind of not sticking to the vase. It's kind of weird, and they're looking like my skin's looking just really dry right there. The next shade I'm going to be using, it's called Rusted. This one is a really burnt orange and I love it. I'm also going to be applying this on my crease and kind of move it outwards. so I can create my little shapey thingy. Kind of above where I would do my crease, and really warming that up. I'm just going to be blending that out with the 518. Alright, so that looks very good. Ignore this part right here. We can just wipe that off real quick. And now I'm going to be going in with the shade You're Kidding. And I'm just going to be applying this on that same kind of line if I were to do this above where I would create that crease shade. And then when I get to this part right here, I'm just going to move it outwards, kind of creating like the idea of a wing. And I really want to make sure that this color is there. So I'm going to go back in onto 518 and I'm going to start blending that out. Going very soft, very, very softly. We still want it to look kind of dark on that area, like above the crease. So I'm just going to leave it right there. I think that's good. And I'm going to go back into the B shade and kind of just blend this out on the outer corner because it seems like we lost a little bit of that yellow. I really like how that's looking right there. So we're going to go ahead and cut our crease. With this, I struggled a little bit because the brush that I always use to cut my crease, I unfortunately washed it and now it's like super thick. I'm going to be dipping into this NYX Gel Smudge and Liner, and this one is in the shade White. I'm going to show you how it looks like. This is it. I don't super recommend this, but I mean, I haven't been able to find something better as of yet, so this is what we're working with. I'm going to be kind of cutting a crease. I'm just not gonna worry about filling in my whole lid. I'm using this brush by Alamar, and I kind of like, I have to say, I hate the consistency of this product. If you have excess, I would just bring it down just so when you apply shadows over top, they kind of don't look like this side right here. I don't know if you can see that, because this liner tends to do that. One of the many reasons I dislike it. And as I'm doing this, I am kind of cleaning this off on this little towel I have right here. You're bound to make mistakes in this part, and that's okay because we can clean them up. Like you see right here, I kind of went over too far. So I'm just gonna over with a smaller brush, and I'm just gonna clean that off. After you have done that, I'm just gonna be using a little bit of tape, and I'm gonna be applying this right underneath that. And I'm going back in onto my P. Louise base. I'm going to be taking a little bit of this and putting it at the back of my hand, and taking my brush, I'm going to be covering both sides of the brush, and I'm going to start covering my lid. So here I want to start curving it out again and just leaving a fine line in the middle of that white. Now that I have that, I'm going to start applying some of the B shade in the beginning. I'm going to be really careful that I don't go over to that white because I can't really see the difference in colors between the P. Louise base and that white, to be honest. So I also don't like how this and the P. Louise base mix. As you can see, it's like creating kind of weird colors, and I don't know if that's the Morphe, if the Morphe palette is doing this, because like I said, I've never mixed the P. Louise and the NYX together. That's pretty much where I'm gonna leave it. I'm going back to the shade Rusted, and I'm gonna be applying that right there in the outer corner and kind of blending this in with that B shade. On the ends, I'm gonna be applying some of that You're Kidding shade. I'm bringing this outwards. And then I'm gonna be removing this, and as always, I think I did one way more different than the other. It's like super different, but you know what? Practice makes perfect. And we're all learning here. All right, so now I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back to do under my eyes. All right guys, so I did my face makeup, and now I'm back to do under my eyes. First shade I took was You're Kidding, and I'm gonna be applying this pretty close to my lash line. Taking this from the outer corner like that. And then I'm gonna be doing the same thing on the other side. So I guess I'm just gonna be doing this for kickback because these shadows are tough. I'm taking the shade Rusted, and I'm gonna be applying this in the beginning of my eye, kind of connecting that. Again, these shades are very similar, so I don't think you're gonna see much different. Yeah, right now they look pretty similar. I'm gonna be taking another brush, and I'm gonna be going back into the B shade, and I'm gonna be blending that out. I don't know if this is a good brush for it, but we're gonna try it. I'm just gonna be going back over with You're Kidding, because I feel like I lost a little bit of that vibrance from that color. So I'm gonna be applying a little bit of mascara, and if you don't know me, this is where I screw up. Taking the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara. Now I'm gonna be applying some lashes, and I feel like that part is very boring, so I'm gonna be right back. So this is the final look. I really love my earrings. If you like them, they're actually from Forever 21. I felt like they were just perfect because I've been so sick of the winter, and I'm ready for spring, I'm ready for summer, I'm ready for some vacation, and I needed some reminder of that, even if it's just a little earring and a banging makeup look. My thoughts on this palette: I really enjoy using it. I love the combination of colors. I feel like there's so many things you can do with it. I don't think there's a palette as broad and as big as this one on the market, so I feel like this one, that's why this is like breaking some records. But I do feel like it's a little bit expensive for Morphe. I wasn't so impressed with this yellow shade right here, and I feel like yellow shades are iffy because all the shadows that I have that are yellow are always kind of sheer. They don't always have like the full pigment that you get with other shadows, so I don't know anything about like making shadows and how that works. But anyway, I felt like that one was a little bit sheer. These two right here and this one, I feel like this one's one of my favorite shades from this whole palette. I really enjoyed using them. They blended out really nicely, and they were very pigmented. I feel like I can't wait to go into this blues right here and this pinks, and I really like that he included so many neutral shades to make it such like a wearable eyeshadow palette for like an everyday. You kind of get night looks in here, you get summer looks, you get colorful looks, and you also get your neutrals. So I really like that. As far as paying $39 plus shipping at Morphe, that's something that it's so hard for me to do. It took me a long time to realize that I actually wanted this palette. When it first came out, I could have gotten it, and then I started seeing people doing looks, and I was like kind of super intrigued because I don't have a lot of shades like this one. I feel like the only palette that I have that has color is a Sugar Pill one, and those are super expensive. They're like, I think $10 per pan, so you kind of have to build this up individually. I feel like I was gonna get a lot of use out of this one, and that's why I went ahead and purchased it. I don't regret buying it. I have only used it once, so I can't really say. I really enjoyed the look that I did today. I don't think it looks bad at all, and I feel like there's so many things that I can do with this and be creative. If you think that you're gonna be doing looks like this one, I would feel like it's worth it for you. But if you're only going to use this for like everyday shades, then I would kind of pass on it. I mean, these are not like a new formula for Morphe. They're pretty much their regular formula. So if you don't like Morphe shadows, I don't feel like you're really gonna like this one. They're very powdery, have a lot of kickback, and I don't feel like there's another way that I can express that. And I feel like I'm kind of like dissing this palette, but I'm not by any means. I feel like this is a great palette. I just think that it's a great palette if you're gonna give it the use that it deserves. Otherwise, it's just a very overpriced palette, and that's just my opinion. But overall, I really enjoy using it. I feel like I'm gonna give it a lot of use. I definitely want to try more looks with it and use more shades, because I only used 4 or 5 shades today. So I don't feel like I can say that I dislike it. I do not dislike it by any means, but it kind of hurt paying for it. That's what I'm trying to say. So I want to see my money's worth. With that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and sticking around. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe below and hit that notification bell so you can see all my upcoming videos. And I will see you on my next one. Bye!
Aside from my soul.